I'm Victoria, and we are doing a live video. So welcome to my studio. We're going to paint today. In my workshop, the members were with me when I cut the hoods off of all of a new line of long sleeves that are coming up for sale really soon. Hang tight, they're coming. I've got to do the photos for them so you can buy them because they're awesome. And we just did a boil out today of a batch of long sleeves. If I can, we may do one on a live video here on YouTube. I did talk about that with the members in there because I've had questions from the public about what's inside the workshop. And well, I'd love to show you guys what we do inside the workshop that is specific to making batik clothing. And so I think it's, instead of like the workshop, it's just not a one and done deal. It's not something I can do in one video. It's more of a like an environment or a process that you absorb into your psyche and learn through that way, through observation and osmosis or whatever it is. And I am in the process right now of getting the wax out of another batch of these gorgeous long sleeves, similar to what I'm wearing, but actually not similar. It's a different, they're long sleeves, but this is a style of long sleeve that is on my website right now. And it's, this is a size medium. And then the ones I have that are coming up next are all, they go up to 2X and they run huge. They're huge and they're big pieces to work with, which is, I think, why my workshop is so unique, because I work specifically with clothing and different types of clothing, and batik and clothing, like American clothing, is not common. And so it's like, it's a unique art form, I guess. And it's a unique way of like doing, you know, running a little business. If you're going to run a business with it, you can. All right, there's some notification on my screen. Okay, why do they do this? I don't know why they're doing this. Do I want a mod? No. All right. Yeah, sometimes I wear glasses. I try to avoid it, but I do. And if there's any weirdos that come on here, I'm just going to ban you. Just saying that straight up. But if you're not a weirdo, okay, there are some new people and they're not weird. That's great. That's awesome. Sometimes YouTube like puts my videos to people. I don't know. They don't even know what I'm doing. So I just painted this. Like I was saying, in my workshop, I cut all the hoods off of these long sleeves. They're so cute, you guys. I can't wait to post them for sale. But the hoods I put in a basket and set aside, and I was cutting out patches out of the hoods to make little patches for sale, little owls and jellyfish and things like that, because I have a plan to sell all of my scrap fabric and experimentation pieces. And I'm overwhelmed with different things that I've got to do. And oh, okay, someone is speaking another language, but hi, hello. And I can't, you know, this is going to be pretty much an English channel. The members inside the workshop, because we were just playing around, right, with the hoods. And I was like, they're like, you should sell the hoods. You should sell the hoods, make something with hoods and sell the hoods. And I was like, are you serious? Really? Like sell the actual hoods? But we did it. We batik the hoods and they want to buy the hoods. So the members do get a special discounts on, and they get access to pieces that I painted, but then they finish. And you can modify it any way you want. And I can show you ways to modify it. You can dye any colors you want, and then I show you how. But only members only can get access to the pre-batik items, which we make. And they did ask for hoods. They asked for me to sell the hoods, which I will. Now, I mean, sell them. They buy them at cost, which is like, it's a deal you can't really get anywhere else. And here I am painting because I'm waiting for the water to boil. If I take you guys outside, we're going to go outside. I'm going to show you how I remove the wax. Maybe, we'll see. But in the meanwhile, we can paint. And I want you to see how we do it. So I'm going to paint a mushroom on here, and I'm going to use these traditional classic batik tools. I have a variety of tools here. You can see them. Now this is the original tool that I learned how to paint batik years and years ago, okay? Literally decades ago. And these tools are now vintage. They're considered vintage, and you can't really, I found them on eBay. You may be able to find them on eBay. They come in sizes, small, medium, and large. And that's awesome. And they're all marked, so you can see what size you're working with these tools. The new tools that they have, and I may have a link. These are the tools that they offer on Dharma Trading, and they offer these on Amazon. And they're the copper tools that look like this. I don't need to open that because I have so many of these already opened. And they're okay. I do paint with these. I have painted with these. In fact, the one tool that I've used now, because I couldn't get the vintage tools anymore, is this one. And this is a tool that I've modified, okay? I have completely beat this thing up. It's been hammered, drilled, nailed, and every kind of crazy thing just so I can get wax to come out of this little spout. I clipped the spout, and it is completely like wrecked, but it still works. And I do have to fix it every once in a while and like reopen that, which I'm going to do right now because it's just metal and just, but I don't really want it open too much. You're not really trying to like put all the beeswax in the world in your tool. You just need enough to get a little bit of your design painted. So that's what we're going to do. And I do use these washable markers that I can also give you a reference link. They're just kids markers, and you pick a color that you like, and then I'll do a brief. I don't have to do this, but if you want to do this, it makes it easier in some ways. But I can just show you how you can just paint right on the fabric with your batik tool. So this is the handmade, this is the one that I threw together, that I chopped up. These are the ones I got off eBay, the vintage batik tools, which are amazing. They're still amazing. I still love them. And then these are the ones that you get from Dharma Trading or Amazon, which I could use if that helps. But let's go with the vintage ones, because I love the vintage ones. They're so fun to work with. Now we're painting with clothing. So clothing is not like flat fabric. Clothing is something we wear and it moves with us. So I don't really like putting it on a flat surface. I like holding it, because holding it gives me just more control over. I'm using like 2 hands. All right, so how are we doing this? We're going to do a mushroom. How would I do the mushroom if I did this? All right. Where's the mushroom on there? So this is what I would do if I were to do a mushroom. I actually think I do the stem first. Yeah. I'm doing the stem for, oh shit, the wax is moving quick. And the wax is moving quick, guys. Sometimes I'll trace over my line, but sometimes not. Whoa. Yeah, these tools, they will leak wax out fast. But that's all right. We're not intimidated. So you see how I use my left hand to help my right hand? Like get closer to the wax to help me avoid the drips? I mean, it is dripping. It drips onto the fabric. But this helps me get it from the hot wax to the fabric quickly. And then lately I've been putting dots up here, which are also drips, but we're controlling those drips by just moving quickly. We're always looking one step before we paint. Okay, look at where you want that wax to drip. And then your hand will automatically bring you to that spot. And then there you go. It takes practice, guys, but if you do it, you keep practicing, then you get it. So that's good for now because we're going to put this in a couple more colors. And that's kind of a funny and crazy looking mushroom, but it's fine. I like it. It's good enough. Now let's add some background. Yes. Again, a steady hand. I'm using a paintbrush. This is a natural hair paintbrush. And I'm painting on. Now, the paintbrush doesn't drip as quickly as the Tanjing. Tanjing. God, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's just a wax tool. Canting. Chanting. I don't know how to pronounce it. Okay, I've been working with it for like 30 years, but I can't pronounce it. And there you go. Pretty quick. You really do need to move kind of quick. Once you get your idea in mind of what you want to paint, this is almost like it's not the fastest part. It can be fast, but it can be time consuming, depending on how detailed and elaborate your design is. Now, this is a hood that someone could wear without having to wear the whole hoodie, but they'll have a hood. And that my workshop members requested this. Now I remember why I hadn't posted it yet. It's because I didn't have pieces to take pictures of to post to them. So these I'm going to offer for the workshop members. Now let's draw a mushroom out so we can see the difference. Or if there is a difference, there really isn't. But I'm going to, where is our mushroom? Right about here? Yeah, keep it level. So just draw it. Everyone draws mushrooms in a different way. It's very simple drawing, nothing too crazy here. Just simple mushroom design. We all have our own styles, our own idea of what mushrooms look like. And that's kind of the fun with batik, is that however you decide to draw it, then that's how it's going to be. So as I'm applying this tool, I'm just barely touching the surface of the fabric, just enough to let the wax sink in. And a lot of people ask me what temperature to melt this wax, and it really depends. It depends on the time of year, winter or summer, how warm the room is that you're in. It depends on what kind of fabric you're working with, and it depends on what tool you're using. Now, for thick fabric like this, it needs to be a little hotter. But for light summer fabric, you want it a little cooler. And then depends on the temperature, again, inside the house or wherever, if it's winter or summer, you're just going to constantly need to change it. And you have to sort of feel the consistency. There is no exact temperature. It's always changing. And the skillet changes, and you might need to adjust it up and down. But you want it liquidy, not foaming. You want it to sink into the fabric and not just sit on top, because if it sits on top, it's not hot enough. I don't usually trace over my lines, but if it didn't get in thick enough on the first run, I will trace it again. But you got to be real careful. Now look, you're like, oh, it's not perfect. It's perfect enough, guys. It's going to go through a lot of steps before it's done. So, in fact, we're going to make this mushroom look a little different than the other mushroom. I'm going to add some texture here by painting on that. That's great. And you come in here with this. Do it in more detail. It's not perfect, and you don't want it to be perfect. It's handmade. Like you want it to look skillful, but you don't need it to look like a machine did it. Cute. cute. There we go. So we have that mushroom on that side and then that mushroom on that side. Oh yeah, and then you know what we did also? We added stars. Let's do that. Let's add a star or something. There you go. That's cute. I'm going to add more stars. All right, there you go. Okay, there you go. There's a hood. I'm going to post these for sale on my website for members to experiment with. They can do whatever they want. And we're going to go check out the boiling water here next. So I'm going to log off now. I hope that was helpful and fun for you guys. Oh, there's like 4 likes. That's so nice, you guys. Wait, how many people are watching? 11 people? That's a lot. Wow, there's way more people on here. God, I should wear my glasses more often. I just can't. They drive me nuts to wear glasses. I didn't used to wear glasses, and now I wear glasses. Do you know how frustrating that is? Well, I think that we're gonna log off now because I'd love to show you more of the batik process. So come back. We're gonna do this again, and what I can do is get these in the dye for you in our next video. And change the, oh no, these are going for sale. These are for the members. I'll make some more and we'll get them in the dye and then we'll get them finished and post them for sale. That'll be fun. So this is the finished look of, there we go, of one. Do you see how you don't need it to be perfect? Because it really goes through so much that by the time it's done, you're like, you have this beautiful handmade image and there you go. I'm really surprised there's that many viewers. Okay, guys, thanks for watching and check out my website. It's batikwalla.com and I'll be back. All right, bye.